At PCI, our company culture ensures that we always live up to our own high standards. We've been working with fiduciaries since 1994, and in that time, we've heard plenty of horror stories about advisors that clearly weren't putting their clients' best interests first.
Today, finding a trustworthy advisor for your retirement plan can be way harder than it should be. That's why it's so important to us that our clients know that we're dedicated to being part of the solution instead of the problem.
Some of the most common questions fiduciaries ask are, what does a good plan advisor even look like? Or how do I know if I found one in the first place? A lot of that comes back to really understanding the true value that a great plan advisor can deliver. One of their most obvious roles is helping your committee establish a solid investment lineup. Your advisor can give you recommendations on everything from which asset classes to include to which funds make the best candidates to fill each of them.
The goal is to find an advisor who is committed to helping you choose funds that really are in the best interest of your participants. That's why it's so important to make sure you go with an advisor who will agree to accept fiduciary responsibility in writing. There are actually two different fiduciary classes that advisors can fall into. The first is a 321 advisor who acts as a co-fiduciary. That means that they'll provide investment advice but leave the final decision up to their clients. The second is a 338 advisor, who will take on full responsibility for making and implementing decisions about which funds to include in your plan lineup.
Either way, it's incredibly important to make sure that your plan advisors, fiduciary and non-fiduciary, don't have any conflicts of interest that may influence their recommendations. For example, a fund manager might approach an advisor and offer to pay them marketing fees to give their fund preferential treatment, or even offer them commissions every time they convince a new client to go with their fund. This kind of thing is still way too common, and it's so dangerous for fiduciaries who have no idea that their advisor may be putting their own interests over those of their participants.
That's why at PCI, we have a zero-tolerance policy on accepting commissions, gifts, or any other type of compensation from other service providers. If a fund manager tries to send us a gift, it gets sent right back immediately. We work on a fee-only basis, which means that our compensation comes exclusively from our clients. It's important to us that our clients know that our employees' only goal is to help them run the best retirement plan possible.
Not only is an advisor's job to help you select funds for your plan, but also to help monitor them. Unfortunately, not even the world's best advisor has a crystal ball that can help predict which funds are going to be the biggest winners in the long run. But there are plenty of things we can do to help increase your plan's odds for success.
One of these involves benchmarking every asset in your investment lineup. Benchmarking is basically comparing the performance of your asset against similar investments like indexes. We monitor each of our clients' lineup with the goal of outperforming index benchmarks, net of investment-related fees.
Unlike many other advisors, we also measure your overall lineup against relevant benchmarks. That way, you'll not only understand how each individual fund is going, but you'll also get an overall picture of how your lineup is doing as a whole. Focusing on the lineup performance illuminates the value of your advisor's judgment to select value-add investments, something you wouldn't get by only looking at the fund performance. Then, quarterly, we send out easy-to-understand reports to help each of our clients stay on top of their plan's performance.
Overall, some of the best ways to size up a financial advisor come down to asking three key questions. Are the investment choices in your lineup performing well? Are the fees paid by your plan low? And are your participants contributing enough to be on pace for retirement?
If you're interested in seeing how your current plan measures up, then don't hesitate to reach out to PCI. We'll ask you a few simple questions, evaluate your plan's performance, and then set up a meeting with your team to discuss the results and the ways that we may be able to help.